Money portion wasn't the issue for trusting.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know sometimes that's the biggest
Mm-hmm.
issues for most men
Mm-hmm.
today.
Yeah,
So, how would you, I guess, give insight on how a man could trust a woman with his finances?
definitely. So it comes down to the patterns. That's something that you got to study in your woman or in your partner. It's not just for women, men and women. You have to study your partner to see how they handle and manage money. Even before you get serious with somebody, that's something that you should identify. So for me, like, it came down to even when we started getting serious, like when I realized like this really may go somewhere, I had my wife go and open up a bank account at a bank that somebody I know was manager of and pull her credit to see what the credit looked like. Like,
Let's
I
tell the
need to
full
know
story. We
how.
got some heat last time we talked about it on the podcast. We got some
Uh-oh,
heat. We
okay.
got some heat on it. So yeah, just get more
I needed
specific.
to find out how she managed her credit, how she managed finances of her own. Before you handle mine, I want to see how you handle yours. So
Okay.
it's just following the patterns of people and studying them. If you follow and study the patterns of people, you'll find out a lot that you need to know without even asking them. And so that's what I did. And she was actually much more organized than me. I came from the streets. You know what I mean? Like we was hustlers. We made it happen. We figured it out. In terms of organization, that wasn't really my strong point at that point. She came with that coming from corporate America. Everything was organized with her, and we bumped heads about that. But it was something that I was able to see that she did well with her own, and that's what allowed me to give the trust that she could handle, finances on our end together. So.
So he had the same answer as most women on the podcast, and y'all was saying we date for money, but because it's when he now that him as a man saying that's something he considers when dating a man, does that mean he only date women for money?
Wait, what?
What
Say
the
that. Say that again.
He said he considers a woman like where she's at financially and how she makes her financial decisions and her background and her portfolio before mating her before dating her, like
Right.
before taking her seriously, which is what I feel most of the women on this podcast said. And at times when we said that, you was like, okay, that's what y'all putting money at the forefront. Y'all putting money at the forefront. But it seems like as
Well, no,
a
it's
man with
it's
some
it's
type of
paying
value,
attention.
that's something that or person in general is going to consider. So just because he said it, does that mean money is at the forefront of what he's looking for?
No,
No, I don't.
but
I
he
think you just heard what he said because said he's watching her how she handles the finance, and so he used that banking analogy or the banking story to find out what her credit score is. He's trying to get information. That's what I sit there and said when I shared. I didn't pay my wife's bills. I watch how she moves. If she was materialistic, that would have been a problem for me because I don't like a materialistic type woman because I'm not materialistic. Uh, how much she spends? Is she frugal with her money or she frivolous with her money? Is she just out here just doing anything and knowing she can't pay it on a bunch of credit cards? Does she got a lot of plastic and this bond money here and there to pay off one card? Yeah, all of that should matter to her in a relationship, especially one that you're about to take serious. That's what I said there said. I knew her credit score. I knew her credit report prior to getting married. The reason why? Because I inquired about it. I wasn't afraid to ask the questions. And I say it all the time. Men need to interrogate women that you are finding to be someone that you're going to have a whole marriage with, a relationship with, that you take it serious. Not some booty call. You don't give a shit about her. You ask simple questions just to get some ass. But a woman who you respect and you love and you looking forward to blessing her with your last name, you need to interrogate her and get the answers. Regardless of the answers are, whether you accept them or not, get the answers. That's the most important thing. And find out what you need to find out so you can move accordingly. If she's not on the plan that you own, don't get with her. But if she is, continue to move forward. There should be certain things that you shouldn't move off on, certain standards, certain qualifications that you shouldn't move on. It's non-adjustable. But
So
yeah.
unfortunately,
I
a
have a
lot of men
question.
don't do that. They don't operate that. Like I said, money should be some of the first conversations you have to have because you
Right.
don't need to be going in in debt prior to even getting married. Y'all haven't been together that long, and you already you gonna come a $250,000 debt. Why? And what is this?
So if you see
I
that
don't
she
think
has
that
bad
we.
credit and she's working on it and building, like she went from a 200 to a 400 while y'all was together, would you work with that?
Yeah, ain't no
$200,000
200.
to $400,000 debt?
No, not 200,000. She's at a 200. Her credit score says two something, and she's with you. And she's like, I'm working on it. And as y'all continue dating, you see she's at a 400. She's working her way up. Would you work with a woman like that?
Well,
No.
there's no 200 credits. I think the lowest is 350. But
Well, whatever is the
at that
lowest. Say
point,
you at 350 and now she's at a
If you
500.
at 200, you just
I'm just
yeah,
asking because
you might
when
as well. Hey, you might
Brittany
as
said
well
she
hit the
wasn't dating a
reset
you
man
button.
really
like
don't
that,
need
she
to
was
be
gold
in
digging
nobody
hoe. I'm
dating
just
market.
saying, when Brittany said she don't work with a man that's building up, she was a gold digging hoe. So I just wanted to ask.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
no,
right.
I think no, I
But
think
the thing
the
about
part of it
you
is
said a credit score that shows your bad credit score shows a lot more than just financial. It shows your lack of being responsible, your lack of awareness, not taking care of
She
your
could have came in
business.
her
That's
early 20s.
that bad credit score says a lot more than just about money, Di.
yeah,
Gotcha.
because that again at that point, then you should have been a responsible adult and just filed bankruptcy. Like at that point, if you
It
holding
depends
on
on
to
how
it,
much she's
no,
in debt. Just because you
no.
at a low credit score doesn't mean you have a lot of
If
debt.
you at
I
200,
remember
No,
when I
you
was
if
in my
you
got
early
nothing to
no,
do.
20s,
If
I
you
was at a
if you have
400
the
and I had $10,000 worth of debt from student loans. Like once
that's
I was
not
able
gonna
to come out, you know what I'm saying? So,
that's not gonna get you a 350 credit score.
yes,
You
it
have
will, and it did. It did. It
you
did.
had
I
some
can
other
go back
shit
to
going
my
on
history and
that.
show you it did because I wasn't making payments. I didn't put it in deferment when I should have. So yeah, it did for a long time until my uncle was like, "Hey, let me teach you something," and then I'm like, "Okay, good." Yeah.
I mean,
Did you
well,
have
so
any other credit though?
that
Mm,
goes.
no, I didn't. Oh,
That's
yes,
why
I did. Medical bills, but
that
those
was
were 350, and I paid it off. But that was it.
right. But that's what I'm saying. You had no credit
No
like
good credit. All I
substantiated.
had
You
was bad.
had
Yeah.
nothing but debt. That's the
Yes.
problem. That's
Yep.
why
But
it
then,
showed up. If you actually had good standing credit, that wouldn't have affected your credit score to
hmm
that extent, is what Vias is trying to say.
no, I
Right.
get it. That's why I was asking because it's
Well,
like people
so
assume because
what
it's a
that
low credit score means it's a large amount of debt, which is not always the case.
that
And
that that goes back to
what
them
he
building experience in that time. If we're using the movie as an example, it took him 20 years in order to get this device correct. So her sisters, they, oh man, what is he doing? He's fluffing, right? The whole time he's sitting on a $5 billion project that sold and it worked. So I understand. I 100% understand what you're saying. However, I think that often this narrative, it takes away the genuineness of building a relationship with a person, especially if they're an entrepreneur or they're finding their way or whatever the case may be. I'm pretty sure all of us, we're all over 30. We didn't figure it out within the first 10 years of life or work or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years and I probably spent 10 of them motherfuckers broke. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So it's a part of building that experience of where, okay, I understand that this is how life works, this is how business works. And now when I walk into rooms, it ain't shit because I have the experience to be able to handle all of these situations with my chest up.
Hold on, y'all.
Were you during that time period? Were you operating in the same field or same line of work, or were you like bouncing around to different skills and
So
opportunities?
it was essentially in the same field. I went from art to from music to painting to art and uh and now to film. But that goes back to the conversation again that we had a couple weeks ago, where I was saying that any person jumping from job to job, that's not a good look. That's dangerous. That's taking away everything that y'all are literally talking about now. But y'all were the ones saying that people should do it. So it's
I
contradictory.
never said that. I don't remember that conversation.
17 to
When
21.
we were
I
talking,
said
we
it.
were
Experience
we were
different
we were
things.
talking about the young lady, the woman that was found unalived in the building for like 4 days or something like that. And every woman on the panel literally said that, oh well, that's why you shouldn't stay at a job if woo woo and woo woo, and it's okay to bounce around. And y'all literally all said that, but now you're saying that that's not a good track record for someone to observe. So y'all are picking and choosing when to stand by something, and when it's good and when it's not.
Hold on,
Are
y'all.
you
Let me
talking
play.
about women that's not on
Oh,
this panel that said something weeks ago?
Yeah,
Because I
right.
don't think any on
No,
this panel said that.
it's the very women that's on this panel right now
Well, you're
saying
not talking
that.
about me because I never said it's okay for a guy to bounce around jobs and all that. I've never said that.
Me either.
Never.
Y'all said people.
I said
It
that.
wasn't
I
guys.
said that between when they first go into college, that
I,
it's
I,
okay
I
for
think
them
Jay,
to
I'll try to play a
switch
video.
jobs to figure out what career they like. I said we gave age ranges when we get, and then we also gave age ranges to where it's now at a toxic point.
That's
Or at least
not
I gave age.